everybody? Welcome to your Masterclass, right? I'm excited about this one. So, you guys come on board. I see a ton of you already piling on here. This is live, so I want to be here with you guys. So, listen, if you can hear me and see me loud and clear, just let me know. Let me know you can hear me. Let me know you got me. Christy, shout out from New York, is in here. Love that, Christy. Good to have you on here, Christy. Susan Solicito is on here. Joseph. Ben, you can hear me. Awesome, Ben. Carl, loud and clear. Let's see here. You guys got so much. Come on board. We're going to start in a minute, guys. I'm letting everybody get on board. I mean, there's hundreds and hundreds of people jumping on this masterclass. Ariana says hello. Robert says no sound. I just did a sound check. Everybody was saying they can hear me. Maybe you can hear me now, Robert. Brenda says, I'm getting a connection error. Brenda, reboot your internet. You don't want to miss this training tonight. Patty, good evening, everyone, from PA. Love it, Patty. I got a little story in here about you, Patty. Marvin. Hey, Zach. Marvin from Miami. Reginald. Good evening, everyone. Angel from looks like Nashville, Tennessee. And you guys are coming in from all over. Evan says hi. Michelle says having connection. Maybe that's in the beginning. These are some older ones. Zach the man. Thanks, Thomas. Appreciate that one, my friend. Let's see here. Tanya says hello. Shelly, good evening. Gerald, good evening. Jason, Barbara, Philip, Clay, William. Man, there's so many of you guys. I love it. I love it. I love it. Manny's in the house. Good evening, Mr. Zach. The night is yours. Thanks, Manny. Talking about the boot camp. I love this. Good evening, everyone. Man, you guys are loud and you are in here. Aether from Corona, California. Angelica's in here from Jersey Shore. Tanya from North Carolina. Man, you guys are coming in from all over. Belle's from Tacoma. What's up, Zach? What's up, guys? Autumn, San Antonio, Texas. Keith from Cleves, Ohio. Man, we got people all over the world coming in here. I love it. Logging from a computer. Roger says, hey, Roger from Texas. Lois from Fargo, North Dakota. Does everybody always say it like that? Fargo, North Dakota. Or maybe that's just how we say it in the South, right? That's awesome. Napa's on fire. Invest in Michigan wine country. Roger, back from the earlier. Soak City. Yeah, Roger, you were in our inner circle from earlier. That's awesome. Philip Clay from Miami, Connecticut in the house. Michigan's in the house. Man, there's so many of you coming in. I love it. Dennis, realtor and appraiser. I love how his last name is realtor and appraiser. That's awesome. Hey, listen, we've got a lot to cover this evening. We really do. And listen, this is live, okay? So who else is doing this? I'm coming to you guys late because I'm on a mission. I am on a mission, and my mission is to change 10,000 lives. And I'm not going to give up until that mission is complete. Literally, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a backstory as the rest of you come on board. Garrett from Huntsville's in the house. I love it. I love it. I love it. So many of you. I'm so fortunate to have such a great student base like you guys, such a great following. You guys know I'm in this to win this with you. I'll be one of the 10,000. I love that, Kimberly. I love it. My mission is that. My mission is to change 10,000 lives. And that mission starts right here today with you guys. And even though we've been doing it with our book, a lot of you have gotten our book, My First Still Playbook, but a lot of you maybe haven't. Well, this is where that mission starts for you. I literally woke up on Saturday. Let me just share the story with you. I woke up Saturday morning and I thought, man, like, how do I change more lives faster? Like, that was my whole thought all night. I know it's crazy. I sit around dreaming and thinking about how I can help you guys, right? Like, how do I help more people? And I am blessed. I've helped so many people over my career. And I'm going to share some of those stories in our training this evening. And I got so much to give you guys. But I woke up Saturday and I said, look, what are the things that I've done that have helped people reach success the fastest? That was literally what I woke up. I woke up in the morning, I grabbed my notepad, and I said, what are those things? Number one, I realized it was what we taught at our 2-day immersion. And if you've been to our 2-day immersion, you've seen this firsthand. If you haven't, literally in 2 days, we take a small group of investors and we produce anywhere from $500,000 to $1.2 million in estimated profits over 2 days. 2 days, guys, 2 days. And I thought, man, what am I doing there? And then I went back and looked at all the students that we've helped along the way. And I thought, what have I done there? And that was really where my brain started going. I called my team over the weekend. I said, look, I want to do this Thursday. Obviously they were like, Thursday? Like, you're doing something that no one in our industry's done. That's doing live broadcast, coming to you like our own media channel, right? Coming to you like it's literally TV. And I said, I want to do it. I want to do it. I want to disrupt this industry. I am in this with my students, and I want this to be life impacting. And so here we are, right? So welcome to the Masterclass. I can't wait. Angel says, hey, Zach, you're New Yorker here. Thanks, Angel. I want to change my life. I want to be among the 10,000. Michelle says, from Salinas, we are blessed to have you in our lives and appreciate you being real and genuine. Thanks, Patty. Like, that is my goal. You understand? Like, it is to be completely transparent with you guys. That's why I do all the free shows. That's why I do all the Facebook Live shows. And I do content every week. I take you out in the field with me because I'm in this to win this with you guys, okay? Is this live or YouTube now too? Nope, Jim, this is actually live. This is as live as it gets. I'm sure there's a little bit of a lag time from the time I'm talking to the time you hear it, but you probably would never know that, but it is live, okay? The book is awesome, Roger says. Rodney, Bakersfield, California. I want to be one of the 10,000. I'm loving it. So many coaches want so much money, 6,000 plus. I'm a disabled vet, can't afford that. Well, good thing you're on this class then tonight. I get it. I know a lot of people can't. That's why I'm doing this class for you. So I'm glad you're here, my friend, Ron. Yes, God bless you. Steve says, Steve from Fresno, California. Thanks for inviting me. You're welcome. Literally just starting, just ordered the book. Neville, then this is where you want to be. Patty says, I hear you and why I'm here. You be one of the 10,000. I will be. Verdon says, will this live presentation be put on Facebook? No, it will not be put on Facebook. It will not be put on Facebook. Let me get clear on that with you. This is a live broadcast. It's coming to you right now because I have a message to share with you. Now, I'm gonna be going back and forth in this presentation. I want to be able to answer questions. Just know this. You guys have been putting questions out all week on my Facebook page about what's the one question that you want to have answered on this training this evening. So I'm going to go through the training. I'm going to tell you guys about the 6 steps. I'm going to go into what Masterclass is, and I'm going to stay on till the end and answer questions. So I want you to ask questions. I'm hoping that I can scroll through all these and find the questions, or I don't know if it's something, I don't know how we would do that, but I'm going to try to get to the questions on here and on there. But I'm going to answer a lot of the questions at the end, okay? So as everybody's coming on board, we're maxing this thing out, guys. This is awesome. I'm loving this, guys. You guys are in for a treat this evening. So why don't we do this? Why don't we jump right in and let me start telling you what this evening is all about and what we're going to be doing here, okay? So one thing I want you to understand is, yes, if you don't know me, my name is Zack Childress. So I want you to see this. The secret formula to finally breaking free from the rat race and how to make 5 figures in the next 30 days without risking your own money or credit. Now listen, I want you to hear this. You're just one deal away. That is the truth. You're one deal away, and you can do this, my friends. You just need to understand what is most important and what do you need to do to get through those steps. And that's really what I want to share with you. That's why I'm welcoming you to the training. And I'm excited about this training for a few reasons. Number one, I'm excited because I've never done it before. Literally, we've never done a training through a live broadcast like this. We do our Facebook Live, but nothing like this, or have I ever put together something like this in my entire educational career. So I'm excited about that because I'm going to share with you the 6 steps to my success formula. This is a formula that's been proven. You just have to follow it, okay? And how I got to this very point right here today in front of you. That's why I'm doing this, okay? And how our master classes are literally extensions of the 6 steps that I'm going to be sharing with you on this training, okay? So listen to me when I say this. You're going to want to take notes. So shut off all your distractions. Shut down anything that's on YouTube or on the phone or on the TV, whatever the case may be. You really want to dedicate the next 60 to 90 minutes with me. And if you want to hang out with me later, we're going to go into Q&A and answer a bunch of questions, and so we could be on here even later. I'm in this with you right now, okay? So look at this. I'm going to share with you how my journey got me to this very point in time here, right now, and how it all started. What I went through to get here, how I got into real estate investing, and what that process was like up to this very point right now, and how the master classes came to be available to you from this journey. Now, this is a special time in real estate, and I'm ready to pull the curtains back and show you how it was all created. So now you can follow the same success formula as myself. Now, listen to me. I want you to listen real carefully, because I don't know where you are in your life. I can imagine you're probably seeking information in real estate because there's some things financially that may not be going right for you right now. You might have some debt that you have to get out of. You might have college coming up. You might even need to take care of your parents. That might be a burden on you. There's a lot of things that could be preventing you from living, that stress-free life, that life of indulgence, that life of freedom. And some of that is pretty heavy on you. But let me tell you something, you can do this. Real estate has changed more lives than anything I know. I know it has changed mine. And if you stick with me, then this could be your reality 30 days from now. You could be cashing checks like this. You could be out doing deals, literally making $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. And I'm even going to show you how you can make over $100,000 on a deal. And that's the point. Okay, you can do this as well. You just have to follow the process. And a quick disclaimer, so listen up. I got to tell you this one. So listen up to me, okay? This only works if you do it. Are you listening to me? Say, are you listening to me right now? You need to work it. If you're going to do it, you've got to work it, okay? I'm going to give you the tools and training you need to succeed. But you have to actually be teachable, and you can't be somebody that's going to just complain about everything, okay? That's the point. Now, look at this. Later on in this presentation, you will also hear from some of my 30-day fast track students. I'm not the only one who can do this. You can do this too, just like so many other people before you that have come through and have learned these steps from me. And those people are going to be in this presentation, and I'm going to share their stories with you so that you have the success as well. Now, also, one of the things I'm going to be doing for you is a special bonus. You heard me right. I'm always about giving value. So hang with me through the end of this, and I'm going to give you a free copy of my top 16 mistakes most new investors make special report. The special report is full of common mistakes new investors make that cost you lots of money. So don't wait and not get this. Stay till the end to get this so that you stop losing money and get your free copy. And I'll show you where to get it at the very end of this. So listen up when I say this. Who is this for? Right? That's the first question that pops out. Who is this for? Well, if you're a total newbie or just let's say you're just getting started and you're considering to get into real estate. Well, I want you to see on the screen what I'm talking about, and I want to help you get to that first deal. Close that first deal in 30 days. If you're an intermediate or an advanced investor and you're looking for a new strategy because what you've been doing isn't working and how to find deals from different sources, then this is for you. If you're trying to figure out how to quit your job, but don't want to spend an arm and a leg on education before you even get started or your feet wet, this is for you. Anyone that's teachable, trainable, and coachable that wants to cash a 5-figure check within the next 30 days, this is for you, okay? So that's the beauty of this. And I want you to be careful with what I'm saying, because I need you to really take this information in so that you can be part of this journey, okay? And so many of you are still saying hello. I love it. I love it. Joseph says the Zack and Nader. That's awesome. But let me be very clear with you on something else. who is this not for? That's probably a slide I should have started with. Who is this not for? It's not for anybody who's whining about everything, people who complain about everything, anyone that refuses to take responsibility for their own destiny, anyone that has an issue with free market capitalism, or anyone that has any problem with ethically profiting by helping homeowners get out of their situation. Now, what we're going to cover is this: how I was able to get out of the rat race with real estate, my companies, and why I started helping others, how to find, flip, and cash your first 4 to 5 figure check within 30 days, completely legally and ethically. I will also break down our 6-step secret formula system, and I'm going to do it one step at a time. You will have an opportunity to work with me and my team and learn directly from me the 6-step secret formula. Now listen, if you like that idea, then you want to stay with me through this whole thing, okay? Because there's nothing better than really learning how to do something from a true expert. And that's like most people in the industry, they call me the real estate coach. Because why? Because I'm out there doing it. I'm in the business. I'm making it happen. I even document and take people with me out to the houses that I'm buying and that I'm remodeling so they can see it firsthand. That's real. That's as real as it gets. Just like this, doing this type of training with you. This is real. This is live, right? So a little bit about me. I want you to just know this, and I got a cute picture for you here, that I am, first and foremost, I'm a proud daddy of 2 wonderful kids, and there they are on the screen there, and I show my kids off wherever I can, and, I just can't really help myself. I mean, I love them. But I live in a place called Madison, Alabama, and I'm a full-time real estate investor. I'm also the president of our local Real Estate Investors Association. I'm a real estate author, thought leader, national speaker, trainer, co-founder, and the REI Success Academy. And listen, I own many, many other companies, and honestly, it would take a full page just to it would take a full page for me just to list them all out, okay? So I'm not going to sit here and list them all out, but, real estate was my first company that really got me excited about business. And when I figured it out and I started making great money with real estate, I realized that it was a process. It was a system. And so I started venturing off into other businesses as well, okay? So look at this. Even though I love making money, I love helping and inspiring good people even more. This was my first best-selling book that I ever wrote. This was my second best-selling book, and it was one of my recent books, and it's been helping people all over the world, and I'm so thankful for that, to get started and do their first deal. And that book right there is part of our mission to change lives. So let's talk about this. Where you might have seen me. Well, you might have seen me being endorsed by Kevin Harrington from the Shark Tank. He was the original shark. You might have seen me on my Facebook live shows, our Google, our YouTube channel, going out in the fields. You might have seen us, on Fox News, ABC, NBC, US Today, maybe in Barnes and Nobles, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Forbes, Amazon, Realtor.com, or you might have even listened to me on the ESPN Talk Radio as they invite me there to be an expert and talk about markets and real estate and which way we're going when it comes to real estate markets. But let me be clear on this. I don't just teach, I also do, okay? I close deals every month, and I spend about 50% of my business time I spend teaching, educating, and helping other people become successful in real estate. The other 50%, I'm very much involved and hands-on in buying and selling real estate. I've been closing deals for the last 16 plus years in strong and slow markets. Unlike some of those TV gurus that, don't do deals anymore. So let's get clear on that, right? I've been around a long time without having to go on TV to do this business. And I've been fortunate to help so many people just like yourself get started in real estate. But I also want to be clear with you, it didn't always used to be that way, okay? I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I was raised with a single mother, and times were hard, to be honest with you. I was in trouble all the time as a young child, and honestly, I really felt like that, the world was plotting against me a lot of times. Have you ever been in those situations where, you just feel like every time you turn around, something's happening, right? Something is happening, and you just can't get over it. And you don't know what the deal is. And I felt like that a lot growing up, because we didn't have a lot. And, listen, and I love my parents to death. Let's be very clear on that. But they were never taught how to get out of the rat race. They were never taught financial independence. They were never taught how to build wealth. They were taught, and the same thing they taught me, go work hard and get a good job and don't build any side income, because they didn't know to do that, and hope that you retire one day. And honestly, guys, that's how all of our parents were raised. And so that's what they instill into us. And so this is a new journey for a lot of people, the financial independence, the building wealth, right? They don't understand that. And let me tell you something, it takes the right person to get you there. And that's the truth. But with all that said, I'm a little bit of a good old boy. Yeah, I'm down here in Alabama, right? But I didn't start my real estate in Alabama, but I'm from Alabama, and I've moved back to Alabama because my family's here and I love it here. Okay. And, my team's here. This is where we do things. I love the market that I'm in. As the president of the RIA and out here investing in this market, it has to be probably one of the best things that I've ever done. But let me explain something to you. Let me take you back where it all started at. Okay. Where it all started at was in this little trailer park. Yep. That was it. Small town. There was no jobs there. It was very poor. Single mom working 2 jobs just to keep the lights on. It was hard, guys. It was hard. We lived on food stamps just to keep food on the table. And I knew that I wanted out of that life. Like, I knew I wanted out of that life. And for some reason, and maybe some of you are like me in this, I knew I was in the wrong place. It was like inevitable. I knew I was in the wrong place. I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. I didn't know when I was going to get out of it, but I knew something had to happen, and I had a burning desire to get out. Now, where that came from, I don't know, because, all my family and all my friends, they were happy in that little town, but I just wasn't. I used to lay in the front yard and look up at the stars, and I used to think, what else is out there? I was a wondering mind. They labeled me with all these things wrong with me because I was creative and I wondered, and you've got ADD and you need to take all this medicine. And, honestly, I'm against all that. I really am. I don't think that that's the way. I don't think that's the answer. I think creativity is given to us and it's a blessing. Sometimes we don't know how to control it as a youth, but as you get older, you are. Now, obviously, when you're in a small town, there's not a lot of hope for you. Most people do drop out of school. I mean, we had a horrible graduation rate, and I was one of those. I really was. But on that journey, I want you to know this, that my mother used to instill in me, dream big, Zach, dream big, dream big. You can do anything you want, but you got to dream big. And so this may not be dreaming big for a lot of you, but it was definitely dreaming big for me, because I used to watch this movie all the time about this guy that, went all over to exotic places, and he was a bartender. And I thought, man, that's the life I want to live. And so what was that? Yes, that movie was Cocktails. I ended up moving to a place in Panama City Beach, Florida, and became a bartender in a place called Spinnaker's. Some of you might have been there or seen that. But let me tell you something real quick. That place was nothing but trouble for me, and I found it quickly. Even lost my brother down here during this time. And I'll tell you this, that that was a tough moment for me, because I was in my 20s, hitting 21, and you're just never ready for a loss like that. And I'm human, and things, we all handle things different. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to say I handled it the best way, but I handled it the only way I knew how. And, you try to get up and move forward. But what I did learn through that was that life was short. That's what I learned. I learned that life was short, and you never know when it's going to be taken away from you. And so it was up to me to seize opportunities when they present themselves in front of me. That's what I knew. But along this time, Spinnaker's was more of a corporate type company. And, I found myself working for this company, and I thought, big things are going to come. I'm going to get raises. None of that ever happened. I thought, well, maybe I'll get a promotion. None of that ever happened. Honestly, what happened is they laid me off. Yeah, they laid me off. And And I was just sitting there like, how am I going to pay my bills? Like, how am I going to pay rent? I realized that I had been sucked into the trap of letting someone else dictate my worth or even my standard of living. That was when I had no clue what I was going to do. And I ended up moving into this little bitty duplex. Some of you might have seen it. It was 700 square feet. It was a drug house is what it was. And I was told I could clean it up and I could live there. And, it was as low as you get, guys. I was literally on rock bottom, and I knew I had to get out. I knew it. And I knew that the only way out for me is I had to make some big choices. And one thing I knew from my mother was that choice was the only thing I had control over. And so that choice was for me to make big changes in my life. So what did I do? I sacrificed everything. I literally sold everything I owned to make that change. And so I've got a little short video I want you to watch about what I really went through to get my life in a better place. And are you willing to do the same thing? Watch this quick video. So you think 16 years ago, this was the neighborhood that I was stuck in, and I could have accepted my reality or I could have made a change. And I was stubborn enough to make a change. And so, like a lot of people that don't have a college degree or don't have money or credits in the tank, they don't think they have a choice. And I didn't at a certain point in my life neither. And so I'm going to show you where I lived. This was where I lived at, right here. Right here. 714. That was it. That was it right there. 16 years ago, guys. And you want to talk about, being on the bottom. That was the bottom. It was the bottom of the bottom. And my drive here wasn't to focus on what I didn't have, but it was to start focusing on my life and what I wanted out of it and what was I willing to do to make a change in this. And it wasn't a change that I could reach my hand out and say, help me with this. It was a change that I knew that I had to dig deeper inside of me to say, if I want something out of life, I cannot expect anybody to give it to me, and I had to go get it. And I had to make personal sacrifices to make that happen. And so people always wonder, well, you got the big house now, and you got the boat and the cars, and you travel, but that wasn't what it was when I started. And what did it was this church I'm going to swing you through. They were doing what's called a community yard sale. And you could rent a spot in their parking lot for, I think it was like $75. And I didn't really have a whole lot. I mean, I ate a lot of ramen noodles and bread back then. But I came over here and I signed up for a spot, and I took literally everything I owned. Everything I owned. You name it, I hauled it right over here to this church. This is the church right here. And I'm going to show you the parking spot. And so I parked my truck that I had right over here next to this tree right here. And that was me right there in that parking spot, right by this tree. And I set up everything I owned in that spot, and I sold it all. I sold everything. I sold it all. And I ended up making, I don't know, $600 is what I made. And I took all that money and I headed to California. And that was a scary, scary moment, because I'm venturing off into the unknown. I'm venturing off into, something I've never experienced before. And I was willing to do that only because I wanted to make a huge sacrifice in my life. I was willing to let go of all of my personal items in my life to make a huge change. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that because they don't understand. If you're going to make changes for the good, you got to work on your life. You got to make changes in your life that you wouldn't normally do, and you got to dig deeper into what it is you really want, and you can then leave a neighborhood like this. I mean, this neighborhood is so poor, and I think of where I live today, and I still pinch myself about it. But at the end of the day, you got to dig inside of you. You got to quit making excuses about where you are, and you got to start thinking about what you want. That is when you make changes. So that's the real question, right? Like people always say to me, well, Zach, what did you go through? Guys, I made sacrifices. I made a change. I dedicated myself to making a change in my life. Some of you want change in your life, but you're not willing to do what it takes to make that change. You're not willing to go through the sacrifices. You're not willing to let go of some of your past. You're not willing to really realize your past does not dictate your future. You're not willing to invest in yourself and your mind and your education to grow. You're not willing to do that. And maybe today will wake you up. You see, what happens is that what most will never see is they see the top. They see, oh, you're successful now. It's easy for you. The truth is, no, it's not. We went through all the same stuff that you're going through now with risk and failure and doubt and criticism and discipline and struggles and sacrifices, and had the reflection of what we were doing and why were we doing it, and the late nights and the hard work that we had to go through. That, my friend, is what creates success. It's not overnight. It's not instant. It's none of that, okay? You have to go through it. You've got to be willing to take those blows along the way. Because listen, I can't tell you how many people have come to my company, the education company, seeking help. And I'm going to share some stories with you here in a little bit about some of these students that had been through other gurus, which if you know me, I hate that word. It didn't work out for them, and they were ready to quit and give up. But then they found us, and they took a leap of faith. But yet, they landed on their feet making money, right? Because there's a difference when you're in it, and then you're in it to win it with your students, and you're on a mission. I'm on a mission to change 10,000 lives. And I want you to be one of those. So let me introduce you to my first coach, right? This is a great story. I remember I met this guy, and he was an international investor, and I really wanted this guy on my team. I wanted to be a real estate boss, right? I wanted to be a boss, and this guy was a boss, and I had found my hero to follow. And I was lucky because honestly, he was willing to help others. And most people at that level of success are not willing to help. They're just moving on. They're not willing to stop and help people and create training to share their information with others. They're not willing to do it. And I was just fortunate that he was, okay? And I knew with the right training that I would make it. I also knew that I had to believe in myself and I had to take massive action. But one of the most crucial things that he taught me was the 4 profit centers. I absolutely owe my success to not just him willing to help me and to lay out what I needed to do, but he shared with me the drill down into the 4 profit centers. That, my friend, turned me from a single transaction investor to a transactional engineer. I could take any lead and I could produce revenue from those leads. I could look at every market and specifically identify what I need to do in that market. Do you understand? Like, this is where so many of you go wrong, is that you pick a strategy and you say to yourself, oh, I'm going to do this strategy in this market. Well, the problem is you never did step 1, which is picking the right market. Because here's why, and I'm going to teach you this in a minute, but I just get excited about it. You know what I mean? I get excited. I want you guys to win the game. Is that when you understand the 4 profit centers and you understand market selection, you can identify which strategy works best per market, and it helps you build that business much faster. And this is why you can start doing deals in 30 days if you pick the right market first, and that's the key. So let me tell you this. I truly believe that there is an inner hero in each and every one of us. I have an average IQ, so I'm not a rocket scientist by any means. So let's be clear on that. I never finished high school or college. There's nothing special about me, nor did I have any special connections or advantages when it came to starting off in this business. I'm just really good at laser focusing in on what actually makes money in real estate. You hear me? And here's why I say that. I'm going to share you in here in a little bit, but there's an 80-20 rule. Most investors don't understand the 20%. And so they're wasting so much time doing things that it's never going to get them paid in this business. So that's something I want you to understand. And the beauty of this is that you can do this. You can be your own real estate boss. Just like I became a real estate boss, right? Hey, if you want to be a real estate boss, type it in the chat. Type in there, I want to be a real estate boss, because that is something I think is the key. Like, we want to be in real estate, but we need to be our own boss, right? Not an employee to our business, but we need to be a real estate boss where the business is running itself. So if you want to be a real estate boss, let me give you a shout out real quick. Who's in here? Misty, I want to be a real estate boss. I love you, Misty. Patty says, I want to be a real estate boss. Lewis says, I want to be a real estate boss. Garrett, Brenda, Anthony. Look at them coming. I can't keep up with all of them. Tanya, Michelle, Neve, Robert wants to be a real estate boss. Letisa wants to be a real estate boss. Victoria, Keith, Kevin, Robert. Woo, everybody wants to be a real estate boss, don't they? I love it. You are my people, guys. This is what I'm talking about. Listen, I don't want to be a real estate employee. I want to be a real estate boss. And I want to hang out with other real estate bosses. And I want to be connected to other real estate bosses. And I want to be in a network of real estate bosses. And I want to be in a group of real estate bosses. And I want to rub elbows with real estate bosses. That is how you grow your game, right? So the Dean, he says, you guys are awesome tonight. I love it. Love all the interaction. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So, I got a story to share with you. This was the very first person I ever helped. His name's Abe, but before I get to his story, I got to tell you a little bit about Abe, okay? So, I was off running, doing business. I was becoming very successful as a real estate investor, and Abe came up to me, and he wanted me to teach him. He wanted me to coach him. And I kept saying no to the guy. I was like, no. You know, I had lost that moment of where my real estate boss, my coach, had shared with me all the things that he was doing, and he put it on me, right? Now I became a successful investor. And now I had somebody asking me to coach them. And listen, let me tell you something. I'd never coached anybody before. I didn't even know if I could do it. I thought it was going to be too much for my business. I wanted to just focus on my business. I didn't want to help other people at the time. But let me tell you something. Abe would not leave me alone. He was I don't even know the right word. He was persistent, right? He was persistent. He was coming. He kept saying, man, I want you to help me. You're the guy. I want you. I want you. I want you. And honestly, I didn't even know if I could help him. I didn't know, right? But even though I was reluctant to do it, I did it anyways. I said, you know what? Fine. Let's do this. I'm going to help you. I'm going to give you X amount of time to get this business up and running, but I'm not going to promise you I'm staying with you forever. I'm just going to help you get started. I'm going to get you off the ground and running in the next 30 to 60 days, and then you're off on your own. Now, here's the best part. Abe was fortunate, and we started working together. And so here's what Abe had to say. He said, my name's Abe, and after months of asking Zack to help me, he finally did. I'm happy to tell everyone I have wholesaled over 6 properties totaling over $40,000 in profit without using any of my own money or credit. This is amazing. I currently have 22 properties under contract, and I am looking to have several more closes in the next month. I had a full-time job, and that was holding me back from reaching my true financial goals. Money's no longer an issue in my everyday life. Thank you, Zack, for everything you've given me and my family. Guys, that really is what opened me up to saying, look what I did here. Like, I just changed someone's life. I need to help other people. And so that was when I really sat back and said, what was it that I thought that helped me the most? And it was the 4 profit centers. And so that was where I really understood the 4 major profit centers to real estate: the quick cash strategies, the creative financing to cash flow, the big profits in flipping, and creating wealth in long-term holds. You see, you will be a transactional engineer when you learn these, okay? So let's go. I want to take you into a quick case study just to show you what a quick cash looks like, so you can see firsthand how the numbers look and really what's out there for you, okay? So let's look at this deal. This was one of my first quick cash deals. The ARV on this deal was about $280,000. I know you're looking at that house and you're wondering, how could that house be $280,000? Well, you got to remember, this was out in California, okay? So I ended up getting this property under contract as a wholesaler, as an assignment of contract to say, for $195,000. Now listen to me. I didn't use any of my money. I didn't use any of my credit. And literally all I did was outbound calls. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I found an investor, a landlord investor at that was willing to pay me $210 for the contract that I had on this property. Now you look at that property and you think, oh my goodness, why would somebody pay $210,000 if you live in Alabama or Mississippi? But that's what it's like out in California. Now here's the best part. Literally all I did was get this property under contract from making phone calls and following a script, found a buyer, just like I'm going to share with you here in a minute. From there, I went and assigned my contract to that buyer. And the best part is that was when I made a check for $13,480 off that one deal. I was hooked after this, right? I was like, oh my goodness, like that was from one deal. All I need is 10 of these a year and I'll be rich. Back when I thought $100,000 was, great money. Now I think I need 10 of these a month. But the beauty is I'm not the only one that can do this. You can do this too. And so I want to introduce you to another couple. $5,000 payday they made on this. And I'll never forget, she told me the story of her very first phone call and how rude the seller was. And all of her fears of investing had came true on that very first call. But another thing she shared with me was this. She said, it's been a heck of a journey thus far. It took us 6 months and several gurus to find Zack and team, the real deal. And they are truly dedicated to helping others. We were down to our very last funds for our REI business, and we were very skeptical, of course, but we felt it was right and took the leap of faith, and it turned into the best decision for our business. Brian and Stephanie. Guys, that is what I love. I love when people don't give up on their future because they've had some bad experiences in the past. I love that. And I love it when they come to us and they share that, because I always say, look, all the stuff you've done in the past is what got you to this point right here. So don't disregard it. It's how you move forward. The things from your past are what put you in this spot right now to move forward. So let me share with you what a big profit looks like. So this is moving into the 4 tiers, okay? So as we look on the screen here, this deal was a fix and flip, but I want you to be very clear. I literally spent 2 hours a week managing this job, okay? And that's what I want to teach you how to do. The ARV on this was $190,000. The fix-up cost was about $25,000. The whole time was 60 days. Literally, we were in and out in less than 60 days. The purchase price, I paid $84,000 for this property, and I used private money to do that. So here again, I didn't use any of my money or any of my credit. And the lead was a private seller lead, which I'm going to talk about in the third part of the 6-step process, okay? I used a contractor to manage the job, and I was literally on this job 2 hours a week to make this deal come to reality. Now, you start thinking wholesale fees, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000. Big profits come from deals just like this. $59,000 is what I made off of this deal. That, my friend, is what you need to be thinking about too. You're just one deal away. Do you understand that? You're just one deal away. So type that in the chat box. Type in, I'm one deal away. Type that in there, okay? Because that's what you have to recognize, is that you're one deal away. One deal can change everything. Listen, some of you, a $10,000 check would change everything. Some of you, that $59,000 check would change everything. Remember, you're just one deal away. So type that in. I'm one deal away. There you go, Misty, Adam, Lewis, Steve, Letitia, Tanya, Tammy, Joseph. I believe that big time, Zach. The past, what put me here today with you. That's right, Val. I'm one deal away. I love it. You guys are on fire with me tonight. Let me share one more with you, because one deal away for you and one deal away for me is absolutely possible. And you think, oh, well, those are the big checks. Can I do it? Yes, you can do it, because you're just one deal away. And I want you to meet Rick. Now, Rick Horton was one of these gentlemen that was kind of an engineer background. He questioned everything. He, let me check this out first. And I just remember him having a hard time following the process. But when he finally did, and it clicked with him, which was the first thing I'm going to teach you literally right after this, is picking the right markets. That's what clicked with him. Listen to what he said. He said, Zach presented a lot of great information, but it was market segmentation that would prove to be of most value. It was this concept that helped us find a property that would be a great flip for quick cash. We paid $100,000 for this property. After we closed, we found the property had a higher ARV than we had calculated in the beginning. A very good thing to have happened. We listed the property on Friday. We had 2 offers on Sunday and sold it for $254,000. So we pocketed over $50,000 in net profit. Because of Zach, I'm sure we'll have a prosperous real estate business. In fact, I'm so confident that I have just quit my job, and we are well on our way to financial freedom through real estate. Guys, you understand that's what it's about? It's about quitting that job. If you don't know what job means, it's just over broke, right? One day away, they're still coming in. I love it. So the point is you've got to be committed to this, okay? And here's why. Don't just listen to me. Listen to all the students that follow me, all the students I've helped, and people like Rick and people, like Pat and Gail and Patty and John and all the people. Because here's why. Success leaves clues, guys. When I started, I followed others that were successful. You need to follow a system that has been proven by others. Successful people invest in themselves. Timing is everything in business, and this is the time for the real estate market, like what you see right here. Now is the time. Real estate is literally on fire. I mean, we even have Zillow right now starting a campaign to buy and sell houses. Think about that. The application for mortgages have increased almost 5%. Listen, homeowners are sitting on $5.4 trillion, and the market has been at a peak that we have never seen before. We didn't even see this in 06 and 07. It's time, guys. It's absolutely time. So how did I do it? Well, let's talk about it. It's the 80-20 rule, okay? Simply follow the 80-20. I realize that most of the stuff that investors spend their time on don't actually make them any money. Most investors are all chasing the same deals that everyone else is chasing. I simply focused on all my efforts on 20% of the real estate techniques that actually make me money. I created a repeatable 6-step method to acquire and flip properties in 30 days. That is where it happened. So get clear. We're about to break down the 6 steps. So all of you guys still on here? Wow, look at all these people on here. Get your pad, flip your paper over, whatever. Let's start these 6 steps. So step number 1, you need to pick your market. This is by far one of the most important things you can do. You have to understand that there are markets everywhere out there, literally everywhere. And the key is market segmentation. If you don't understand how to identify a market specifically by market segmentation, you'll never be able to put a zip code map together or even a matrix together. And let me explain why this is important. You need to be in your market looking at all your zip codes. You need to identify, number 1, you need to identify the market you're going to be in. Okay? Write that down. Number 2, you need to pull all the zip codes that are in that market. Number 3, you need to find out how many houses have sold in the last 12 months per zip code. Number 5 or 4, you need to find out how many of those houses were sold to a financed buyer so that you can determine per zip code who's your buyers. Is it financed buyers, so you need to do a fix and flip? Is it cash buyers, so you need to wholesale? That's the first step. You understand? That's the first step, is identifying the need in that market. So many of you don't even do this. You just run right in and think, I'm going to try wholesaling, and then it doesn't work. It's because you're doing it in the wrong market. The other thing is you got to understand what's called clustering. You got to know clustering like the back of your hand, okay? And clustering is where you're able to take each one of those zip codes that you just researched, and then you break that zip code down into cluster zones within inside of that zip code so that you can identify where the pockets are in that zip code that you need to be doing deals in. That's what clustering is. So write it down. Number one, you need to pull your zip code information. How many houses have sold? Well, who have they sold to? Finance or cash, okay? And then from there, you need to take that zip code and identify the clusters and where all these properties are selling at. You do that, and you'll already be ahead of the game, okay? So let's talk about simple setup for technology, okay? Simple setup for technology is very important. And here's why. Because you need to leverage as much as you can, especially when you're getting started, okay? When you are a solopreneur, which you already are, you have to use technology. And so many of you are afraid of technology. But let me tell you something. There are tools that will increase your productivity by 10 times if you just use them, okay? Like finding leads for you, staying in touch with your buyers and sellers. Write this down. That's called an autoresponder. Put that on your paper. You need one, okay? Follow-up campaigns with prospects. You need that. You need to set up email campaigns. You need to really touch those people on a daily basis. You need managing marketing for you. There are platforms that can do this to you. Write this down. Click to mail. That's another great one that you can use inside of the simple technology. Another one is like ListSource. Write that down. I'm giving you tons of information here today, okay? So you want to write that down. You want to write down ListSource. You want to write down Click to Mail. You want to write down, autoresponder. You want to write these things down, okay? Outbound calls. You want to write this down. Voice blasting. Those are all crucial points to growing your business. These are things that some of the simple technology. Let me tell you something. Do you need a big platform of technology to run your business? Well, it could help. I mean, it could help you if you had it. But let's say you don't have it. Well, you don't need to go bust the bank to go buy this technology. There's stuff out there that's free and simple and easy to start that will help you leverage the business for growth as you move forward. You understand what I'm saying? And that is step 2. So step 1 is picking your market. Step 2 is getting into the market and then start these technology platforms to help you move into getting online seller leads. Okay, and that's important. Let me tell you something. This is where the game changes. And you got to get real clear because the technology is what's going to help you move into the online seller game. And I just gave you a whole list of stuff that you need to be putting into place in your business when it comes to simple technology. That technology will help you get better at getting lead sources. And remember, there's 2 types of lead sources. There's public and there's private seller leads. This is the difference in what makes you and breaks you right now, okay? Because when you're focused on public seller leads, like that are on the MLS, let's just use that for an example, this is the wrong time to do that. Everybody is trying to buy houses off the MLS. You've got to separate yourself from the pack. You've got to move out into secondary markets as part of picking your market. If your market is oversaturated, you need to look at your market with belt rings, okay? So you got to move from here into the secondary market, then from there into a third tier market, and you got to set up your processes there the same way. And private seller leads are the key, okay? Understanding the best leads come from these private seller leads is where you're going to separate yourself from the rest of the people, but it's going to require you to learn what we're looking for. So let's talk about this. The fastest way to start is using free lead sources when it comes to this. Setting up, systems and processes to where you can use online sites to filter and to really pin down properties. Now listen to me when I say this right here to you. I want to be very clear. So listen to me. Is that I want to be very clear. When you understand picking your market and you lay out your map so that you know where you want to be, you can literally go to online sites like for sale by owner sites, Craigslist, but not do it like everybody else. You can do what's called a mapping feature in there, and you take that mapping feature and you can overlay it on top of your zip code clusterings, and you can identify where the properties are being sold at inside your cluster zones. Why is that important? Because it saves you time. It saves you frustration. It gets you started faster. This is how we're able to do what we do. You understand? We're able to do what we do because we understand scripts, we understand marketing pieces, and that's something that you've got to get down. Guys, I have lost millions of dollars by not getting my scripts together in the beginning. So you've got to have marketing pieces that work and that are tested, like scripts that have been tested and proven. And I know for some of you, you're like, well, look, I'm just getting started. I don't have them. Yeah, I didn't either when I first got started. And I had to test them and test them and test them and find out so many of them didn't work. And I had to rewrite and recreate. And, that's part of the battle, right? That's part of your battle. Let me tell you something, guys. Your journey right now is to stay in this business until you make it. It is to put the people around you to get where you need to be until you make it. You can't quit. So I want to share a story with you. His name's Jeremiah. And Jeremiah, he had done his first deal after trying for months and months and months and months, okay? And here's what he said. He said, Zach, I just wanted to say thank you. I got my first deal done using your system. After trying other systems for almost a year, you're helping more people than you know get started in real estate. Lots of people talk a good game, but you are a real estate coach. That says a lot about you. This is going to be a great system that will help me get up and running even faster than anything I've ever tried before. I just needed a little help, and you gave that opportunity to me. I'm so happy I came on board with your team. Thanks, Jeremiah from Alabama. Okay, do you understand that's what it's about? Like that's what makes me wake up on a Saturday and say, I'm going to do this next week. Like that's what it's about. It's remembering all these stories of people that have been trying it other places, and then they found me and they said, gosh, this is the guy. Like he's really doing this. That's what makes me happy. Besides my kids and my business world, that's what makes me happy. Knowing that I go to bed at night and I have affected that many people's lives, and so many of them are actually doing what I'm telling them to do, and they're coming back with success stories like that. That's awesome, right? That's awesome. Anyways, love that kid. So anyways, let's get back to step 4. You need to get your online buyer leads, okay? So online buyer leads are like this. And I'm going to say it very clear to you that if you want to do deals fast, you better do this. Like this is the number one thing you've got to do. You need to be running ads online, like Craigslist. I know, but you got to run them. Most of you don't know how to run them, right? But I'll give you a hint. It's called a ghost ad. You got to get them out there. And you got to put them out there regularly. Every couple of days, you got to put them out there. Every couple of days, you got to put them out there. Every couple of days, you got to put them out there. You got to keep putting them out there to find landlords and investors. You got to keep putting them out there. That's the key. Also, you want to find landlords that are running ads. Like hint. I'm giving you all kinds of little nuggets right now. You want to find landlords that are running ads, okay? Because what is a landlord? A landlord is what? A landlord is someone who's already an investor. Why not plug into them? See, this is the challenge when you do it live. I can't drink a water behind a PowerPoint. Now you can see me drink it. So, Teresa says, please say that again. What was it that I was talking about? I don't know what you were talking about, Teresa. We were talking about running ads online, hint, ghost ads, right? Using Craigslist, using other platforms, Postlets, V-Flyer, services like that out there to get these ghost ads out there to bring buyers. And usually when I first started, now, and I'm about to take you way back, right? Over 16 years ago when I first started, we didn't have all the softwares and the technologies that we have today. So I was literally out there putting ads on online sites on a daily basis to build my buyers list. And it worked. It absolutely worked, and it will work for you. So one of the other things that you want to do is you want to start tapping into large databases that are already there. Like you don't even have to do it. It's already there, okay? And they're there to help you sell fast. So what are these large databases? Well, these large databases are from other investors. They're from hint management companies. Write that down. I just gave you $1 million nugget right there. So you got to remember that these are the things you need to do. You got to start thinking outside of the box. Did Teresa say anything? Is there going to be a landlord is an investor, a landlord is an owner? Yeah, they're both. Landlords are investors and landlords are owners. They own the property and they invest in them. So, but you got to tap into these. Here's why. Most people get started and they go, oh, I got to go build all this stuff. Do you understand? Like, you just need to understand leverage, and you need to start thinking a little bit further past what it is that you don't have and start thinking about what you want, right? There are other people out there that have already built lists to what you need. You got to plug into them. If you want to build fast, build your buyers list fast. People always say to me, Zach, if you was to start all over again, what's one thing that you would do? Would you find seller leads or would you find buyer leads? And I tell them all the same answer. I would find buyer leads. I would. Because here's what I know. Most people don't do that. Most people go find seller leads and then they try to sell it. I find buyer leads and I go find people who already have the leads and I would co-wholesale with them, right? And that's how I built my business up. I built it literally, that was from here to here is what I did. I started that route. And then once I had this production of income coming in from co-wholesaling, I moved on into building my database for seller leads. And I already had the buyers list. And so I just started doing that. So that's what you want to think about, okay? What do you say to management companies? You know what, Patty, that's a great question. When I get to the end, I got a whole bunch of questions at the very end. I'm happy if you want to hang out with me then, we'll dig right into it, okay? So let's look at Roger Salon. I love this. He says, the fat lady sings, but he made $20,501 just in time for Christmas. He said, I just wanted to show you the assignment check, and the fat lady sings. P.S. I left money on the table for the investor, but the rehabber is anxious to get my next deal, as well as the other rehabbers that didn't act quickly. And there's this check right there, guys, $20,501 just before Christmas time. I love that. So absolutely love that. So let's look at step 5. You really got to understand analyzing and negotiating deals. And guys, I'm taking you through these 6 steps because there's a reason. Okay, is that if you understand the concepts of these 6 steps, you will move into deals super fast. You will move through the market super fast. And that's why I'm trying to get you to get clear on these 6 steps. You don't have to make this thing this huge challenge and you got to know no, you need to know how to pick your markets. Once you understand your market selection and your market method, you connect the 4 tiers, the 4 profit centers into the market based on what it needs. You then turn on your simple technology to start managing things. You then start running after seller leads. You start building buyer leads. And you can literally do all this in 2 weeks, and I'm going to prove it to you, okay? I'm going to prove it to you in the next 2 to 3 weeks. I'm going to take a handful of you, and I'm going to show you firsthand how I'm going to take a group of you, and over the next 2 to 3 weeks, within 30 days, I'm going to show you how you too can start putting money in your bank account just like these guys have done. But when you do all of that, and you get the buyers together, well, one of the things that holds so many of you back is analyzing and negotiating. Analyzing and negotiating. It holds you back, okay? So let me tell you something. You've got to follow what's called a lead intake process. You will absolutely be all over the place if you're not. This will lead you through the pipeline of understanding how to move a lead through the pipeline of a lead intake. There's 2 parts to negotiate. There's communication, which is phase 1. There's negotiation, which is phase 2. Communication is all about understanding how to gather the data in the beginning, and negotiation is all about understanding how to take that data and then utilize it to get the deal as low as you want. Now, where's the analyzing come in? Well, the analyzing is right in the middle, okay? Analyzing is right in the middle. It's the part that once you've communicated. So let's talk about this real quick, okay? Because I'm a master at this communication and negotiation. It's what I loved about real estate. After I did it all for a while, I didn't like doing any of it anymore. I just wanted to communicate and negotiate deals. And so that really boils down to this. The communication is the art of you being able to build rapport with someone, gather information that's going to not only help them, but by you helping them, it's going to help you too. Okay? That's what you have to understand. Never in the first phone call should you be saying, well, will you take $10,000 for the property? Well, how much lower will you go? Well, how much cheaper will you sell it? If I pay you cash right now, what will you sell it to me for? Like, I'm so against that. I really am. I just don't think it's a good way to get a deal, and I've never done it. So communicate. You communicate. Then you analyze and research the property. This is where you get into running your numbers. And let me be clear with you on something. I am not a fan at all. Not a fan at all of this whole ARV times 65%, blah, blah, blah. I'm not a fan of that at all, okay? I think if you want to be a real investor, then you need to be educated on how to run those numbers. You need to know how an ARV is found, minus your resale fees, minus your fix-up costs, minus your holding costs, minus your profit, minus your purchase fees, and minus your your oops fee, right? To get to a total number of where you've got to offer on that deal. Why would you chance your deal or your profits all on this idea that you could take ARV times 65%? Makes no sense to me. Absolutely makes no sense to me. And I will never teach you to do that. Never. And if you know me and you've ever been around me or anywhere I'm at, I am an advocate fan of not doing that. That you need to know your numbers. You got to, guys. When you can do your numbers in 15 minutes you can get your numbers done. The confidence builds. The ability to go after more deals build. When you understand that, then the game changes. You're able to ride down the road and do the deal on your phone and be like, here's what I'll offer you. Here's what I'll offer you. That is when you're moving into becoming a property specialist. You now understand this. Now you're becoming what? A real estate boss. You're becoming a real estate boss at that point, okay? The other side of it is when you're looking at rental properties, please write this down for me. This one is very important. So I want you to write this one down. Is that rental properties, you need to throw ROI out the door, you need to throw cap rate out the door, and you only need to be focused on one number, and that's called cash on cash return. That's the only number you need to be worried about. What is cash on cash return? That's when you take gross rents minus your first, your second, and your third tier expenses, leaves you with what's called a true operating income. A true operating income, which is your net, divided by total cash invested. Now you actually know what your money's making you. And that's what's important. Nothing else matters. What matters is how much money are you making on the money you're putting out there. If I'm putting $1 million out there, what is that $1 million going to make me? And let me tell you something. If you're making 4, 6, 8% on your money, you got a problem. You really do. 4 and 6 is horrible. I mean, I would say it'd be okay to make 8 if you were like a private investor or something. But if you're out there really investing in real estate and that's all you're making, you've done a horrible job at building your portfolio. And there was a couple I was working with, Lynn and Morgan. They're up in the Northeast, and they had built an entire portfolio, and they hired me to help them. And I'll never forget this. I started working with them, and the first thing I did, I said, let's evaluate your portfolio. And when I ran their entire property portfolio, what I come to find out is they were running at 6% return on their money. And I told them, I said, you got to sell everything. And like, they were like, what? They're like, what do you mean sell everything? I said, this is horrible. This is absolutely horrible. Like, we got to sell everything and start over. Because I showed them how to sell, and they listened to me, and they started selling everything. And we moved out of deals that were making 6% into deals that were making 28, 30% cash on cash return. Now, tell me I didn't help them. Major. And they were in their late 70s. I mean, they didn't, they were just like, hey, this is where we are. It doesn't matter when you start, guys. What matters is are you willing to do the work if it's asked of you to get it done? With the right support, the willingness to stay focused, and the ability to be committed and do this, you will get to where you want to be, okay? So let's look at step 6. One of the ones everybody wants to talk about. Step 6 is all about closing deals and cashing checks, okay? Closing deals and cashing checks. But let me start by saying this as you're on the screen with me here. Your power team is the very most important thing you can do when it comes to moving into step 6. This is where so many of you go wrong. You don't realize you're doing it wrong because you're just getting excited and you're chasing money. But you need to understand that if you don't build your power team correctly ahead of time, then none of this is going to be, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. So what does that mean? That means you got to do it first. You got to build the power team where you're going. You got to find an investor-friendly closing office or attorney that will work with an assignment and all other creative note structures when it comes to closing deals, okay? Knowing how to control the contracts are very important so you don't lose money. Now, I'm going to tell you this. One of my mentors along the way told me this. She said, Zach, the person who controls the paperwork controls the deal. So is it difficult to control paperwork with agents? Yes, it is. It's absolutely difficult. Because why? They're in control. That's why I like private sellers. Goes back to class 3, right? Masterclass 3, dealing with sellers, dealing with how to get sellers to the table. Because if you're not in control, then you don't have any ability to do anything with that deal. So that's what you got to think about, guys. How do you stay in control? And there's also things that you got to understand, like what are the disclosures that have to go in there? What are the clauses? Like, for instance, if you're using and or signs in your contract, stop. Like, that was the Carlton Sheiks era, okay? You need to be adding a clause in your contract that says, write this down for me. Write this down. You writing it down? You writing this down? You write this down for me. Buyer reserves the rights to take title in name of choice. Buyer reserves the rights to take title in name or entity of choice. Buyer reserves the rights to take title in name or entity of choice. That needs to go in your contract. Here's the other thing. This is where so many of you do this wrong. You do this so wrong. And look, I would say it's not your fault, but it is your fault, because you just didn't get enough education on it. I'm not one to play victim, and I'm not going to let you play victim. You got to step up and own this, right? This is your life, this is your business, and this is your venture. But you can't wholesale a property if the seller hasn't given you permission to market that property. You understand? Like, they didn't give you permission to go out here and start marketing this property, and you're going to go out to the web and start putting this property everywhere. They didn't give you permission for that. So you got to ask for it, right? Buyer reserves the rights to pre-market property prior to closing. Buyer reserves the rights to pre-market property prior to closing. That means that the seller has given me that permission. They've given me the permission to market that property so that I can then find me another buyer if I need to. And there's so many of these little things. I mean, I could spend 4 hours just on teaching contracts, okay? And that's something you got to understand. Now, let's talk about this last part here. Most deals fall out when it comes time to close. Now, you might ask me, why do they fall out when it comes time to close? Well, because new investors don't know how to manage this process with the right contracts and disclosures. They just think, I've got this contract, let's put it together and put a deal together. It doesn't work that way, guys. You got to be able to manage it. You got to make sure you use the right contract for the right deal. You got to make sure you have the right disclosures in the right contract. You got to make sure you have the right clauses in the right contract. You got to make sure you're using the right title company or the right attorney for the deal that you're doing. There's a lot of moving parts here, and I hope I'm enlightening you a little bit during this class right here on the things that we need to be thinking about as we move forward in this deal flow. So I do want to tell you, if you will master those 6 classes, it'll be a game changer for you. It absolutely will. And there's nothing like it out there when you understand that if I can just focus on 6 things, listen to me. You understand? Like, I'm not asking you to focus on 1,000 different things. I'm just saying focus on these 6 things. Maybe one more, and I'll talk to you about that in just a minute. But these 6 things, we've got to master these 6 things. We got to become a real estate boss by mastering these 6 things. If we master these 6 things, then we'll be in this business and it won't be so complicated. That's just like Kevin and Sarah. So let me introduce you to Kevin and Sarah. I love this couple. I'll never forget, they come to me and they told me about what was going on, and they said, it finally happened. It finally happened, right? And remember, you're just one deal away, my friends. And here's what Kevin and Sarah had to say. She said, or Kevin actually said, or both of them said, just wanted to take a moment to thank you. It's happened. We are investors now. We just closed on 2 properties, a total of 5 units. Your training and responses to our questions helped, and it is so much appreciated. Working with your company was our good fortune to experience. Kevin and Sarah in Hartford, Connecticut. I just really love that, especially it goes back to that same story I was telling you about. It's like when people have been trying for so long and it's so complicated, there's so many different things to do. I get it. Look, there's a lot of noise out there on the internet. I get it. But when I get my hands on them and I get them going, I bring them into like our Masterclass and I share with them the 6 steps and I really, really get them moving forward on it. And I spend the time with them to get it serious. You understand? Like, that's the point. It's not just, hey, good luck, but it's let's do this together. And they say, man, I've been trying this forever. And I almost gave up, and then I met you. Like, that is what I appreciate. So let me share with the bonus step. So the bonus step is really get started growing. That's what the bonus step's all about. Get started growing. This is where the big profits come in, guys. They come in from flips. You'll need to line up funding for this. Now, I'm not telling you got to go out there and get money. I'm saying if you want to grow, we're going to have to work on helping you build resources for funding, building your private investor database, lining up lenders for growth capital to get your business off the ground and going now. You must start with building lender relationships with several different lenders, guys, and that's the truth. You can't just rely on one. Listen, there's 5 main sources of funding that all investors have to really focus on. I mean, you got traditional, asset, hard, LOCs, you got bridge, you got private. I mean, that's 6 right there. But there's 5 main, right? And believe it or not, these guys that are out here, they don't even care about your credit. They don't care about your credit. There's a lot of them that could care less about if you got a job or not, much less your credit. They just want to fund based on the asset. You've got to be building that. I get it. Some of you want to start with wholesaling, and I'm all for you. I'm with you now. I started as a wholesaler too, but that was the tier 1 of the 4 tiers. What did I tell you? You got to master all 4. That way you can become a transactional engineer. That's the key to it, right? That's the power of how you become a real estate boss. You got to get all 4 of them. You become a transactional engineer, you're just one deal away. But the funding is what gets you there. 5 funding sources, write them down. We just shared them with you. Traditional funding, asset-based lending, also hard money lending, LOCs, bridge funding, and I just went blank on the last one. So we'll get to that in a minute. But these are what you got to be working on daily. Private investors, there it is. You got to be working on it daily to go after them. And a lot of you don't do it because you just don't even know what to say to them. But you got to be confident in your business. You got to really know, hey, I'm here to grow a business, and you've got money that you want to lend to me. And right now, we couldn't be in a better time to get funding. And a lot of you have problems with finding funding, and I just think it's because you didn't look well enough. I was just on the phone with a student today. And the whole time he's been doing this, his whole thing was funding. I literally spent 40 minutes with him and broke down the funding that he had to go after, gave him a bunch of sources and so he could go after it. And the guy was like, that was amazing. He's like, this is the best 45 minutes I ever spent in my life. He was like, this is exactly what I was missing. That's the point, right? The point is you got to put the time in to really get educated by the people that you want to learn from. Just like Chris from Birmingham. Chris, I love Chris's story. He was looking to get out of his job, and he said to me, he's like, Zach, this is what I want to do. Never forget his story. And $28,000 on his first deal. Let's talk about him. You're just one deal away. $28,500 on your first deal. He said, I did it. I walked out of the attorney's office with a check in my hand for $28,500. I've been working on this deal less than a month. In my view, $28,500 a month is not bad for my first deal. He said, I'm quitting my job next week. Thank you. Guys, that's what it's about. It's about helping you get over those hurdles. It's about helping you get out of that rat race that you're in and showing you if you will just follow these 6 steps and master these 6 steps, I mean, you'll be a real estate boss. That's what you'll be. You will become a real estate boss. So that's what's important about this. I want to share another story with you. Her name's Patty, and I think she's actually on the feed with us. But I remember listening to her story in the office, and there was times where Patty wanted to stop and didn't want to continue forward. And I remember one of the girls in my office, her name's Jill, and she had came to me to tell me about Patty's story. And I remember, I kept saying, man, why in the world would she want to stop? Why would she want to stop? Like, I think if she would just keep plugging away and not quit and move forward, this will work for her. And what I loved about her story was that she didn't let the nonsense or the noise get in her way. She stuck to the grind, she followed the process, and she ended up succeeding. And here's what Patty had to say. So she said, my first deal, I put my first property under contract and found a buyer within 30 days. I made $6,500. I can only tell you that everyone will offer advice, but align yourself with the best that you can find. Follow their direction. Take action. And I know that Zack Childress and his team is the real deal. They are there to help. They are real. I truly believe knowledge is power, and if you will accept it, I truly believe in don't quit, stay focused, and you will succeed. Miss Patty. I love that. And I know she's on here. She said hi. So Patty was somebody that I had to share the story because sometimes do we start down a journey that gets rough? Yeah, we do. And it gets hard. And that journey sometimes gets harder before we break through, but we've got to keep pushing through, guys. You got to believe. You got to have faith in this. And I know that I can get you to where you want to be, but you've got to spend time with me. You've got to spend time with me. Like, that's what it boils down to. You'll never learn from me if you don't spend time with me. And for a lot of you, I know that's hard. A lot of you are like, well, geez, I can't pay $100,000 to work with you, Zack. I get that. And I don't expect you to, okay? Honestly, I'm not even taking on coaching students anymore. Because why? Because I just felt like that, as many people as I was helping, I wanted to come back and do things that were going to help the people that couldn't shell out $100,000 for me. And how could I do that, without being one-on-one, right? And so that's where, my commitment to you guys are with changing 10,000 lives. I've refocused. Look, I know there's people that can put $100,000 and hire me, and I'll work with them for a year and we'll grow their business. But I also know that there is a massive amount of people that can't spend that kind of money. And so that's why I want to do things like this, like the Masterclass. That's why I do the Facebook Lives. That's why I do all that, okay? But I want to introduce you to Jimmy. Jimmy was another student of ours that just did amazing. And here's what Jimmy said. He said, you can do this too. $400,000 in equity. I got our first cash payday. He said, we have been very busy implementing the 4-tier process. I regularly review the modules when I get off track. We have these deals in the pipeline with equity around $400,000. What I have learned from you has given me the tools and confidence to keep strengthening our business foundation. Fired up and excited about the opportunity. I'm able to see clearly now what I have gone through that I have gone through Zack's training when before I lacked the confidence. You understand, guys? Like, that's where it's at. A lot of you just need the confidence. That's why you have to become a master. You've got to be trained by a master. You've got to spend time with a master that has done this for 16 years in multiple markets, all 4 tier groups. I own everything from single families to duplexes to multifamilies to commercial properties to land development deals to wholesaling to creative financing to lease options to subject tos. You name it, I've been in it. I've been in it. That's why I want you to really focus in, because when you start to live that life and you start to produce these 4 different tier groups and you start to become a master at these classes, you start to have the freedom to do what you want, when you want, with whom you want, to travel the world, to go to exotic places. I'm a very involved dad, and I spend a lot of my time at, my son's karate and my daughter's school. I'm a president of the PTA. I'm a youth leader for fourth grade ministry at my church. And I coach, their sports. And at the same time, I run multiple businesses. And I go and travel and spend time with friends and family. And, I've been on private jets. And you know what? They're really not that cool. I mean, just to be honest with you. I got on it and we flew and I had fun, but first class is just as cool as a private jet, honestly. I like the fact you don't have to check luggages, but nowadays, you can get through security pretty fast depending on your status. So, but that's what it's about. You know what I mean? It's about enjoying that life. So here's what I want you to think about. I want you to start imagining right now. What would your life be like once you reach financial freedom? Right? What would your life be like? How would your life start to change and start paying off all your debt? So you're not worrying about being chased by a bill collector. You're not being worried about, who's going to turn your water off or your power off, or, when's the mortgage due, or is the car payment due? And, that's what happens when you really stand up and say, I'm going to do this. Or maybe you're just sick and tired of not taking vacations and you got family to take care of and you want to go do those things. And maybe at the end of the day, you just want to live stress-free. You just really want to be stress-free. You want to have a life that's not caught up in chasing debt, that's not caught up in wondering how you're going to pay bills. And I'm going to tell you, I've been there. I've been where I parked my truck in the back of the house so they wouldn't tow it. I grew up on food stamps, so I've slept in a car. I could go on, guys. But it's not going to change until you make the commitment. That's the truth. You really have to make the commitment. And you've got to align yourself with someone that has mastered this business. Because honestly, at the end of the day, you're really just one deal away. You're one deal away from the lifestyle you want. You're one deal away from quitting your job. You're one deal away from saving up for a college fund. You're literally one deal away from being able to take care of your parents or even yourself in retirement. You're one deal away from living debt-free. Guys, this is why you've got to understand you are one deal away. And I'm here to help you. I have literally spent 16 years of my life to get to this very point in time right here with all of you guys to put together something that's going to take you to that next level. And I know you can't hire me personally. I know it. I'm expensive. I get it. But I can put myself out there for you guys, and I'm going to do that. And that's why I've put together what we call the Masterclass. This is why we created the Masterclass, is to help you master these 6 steps. The same 6 steps that I've taken my 2-day immersion people through. The same 6 steps that I've taken my highly successful students through. The same 6 steps that I've taken my coaching students through. These are the steps that you have to master, and I am going to put it together in a Masterclass. So welcome to your Masterclass. It's 6 steps to getting you started. Class number 1 is going to be all about picking your markets. Class number 2, simple technology. Class number 3, getting online seller leads. Class number 4 is all about getting your online buyer leads. Class number 5, analyzing your deals. Class number 6, closing deals and getting the paychecks in. Now let's talk about this. What is class 1? Now remember, I'm teaching these classes to you personally, okay? We're going to go into picking your markets, understanding how to find the best markets for your business. Segmenting is the key, so I'm going to break down what that segmenting looks like, and we're going to do it like looking over my shoulder. And here's why we're going to do it. I want you just like this. We're going to be in a class just like this. I'm going to be on a computer. I'm going to be teaching you. We're going to flip over to my screen. I got ninja content producers here, guys. So while I'm teaching you and I'm doing this and I'm teaching and I'm doing this and I go to a website, it's going to pop up on the screen. You're going to see it just like you were in this room with me, okay? And that's the part. And we're going to talk about how those segments and how they work and how you can actually pick which strategy works best in each market. How to go out into secondary markets. How to go out into third-tier markets. How, once we identify that, how we break that down into a zip code clustering zone. How we identify the neighborhoods. Guys, this is a game changer in your education. You understand? This is a masterclass. This is you and this is me right here. We're going to do this together. We're going to be in this together. I'm going to teach you, and I'm going to show you over my shoulder. That's just class number 1. Now, let's look at class number 2. Okay, so class number 2 is all about setting up simple technology. You're going to learn how to use the simple technology tools I use. Hint, it's not going to break the bank account when you use these tools, okay? I'll teach you the best ways to set them up so that you can save thousands of dollars just by using these. How to use free softwares to find your sellers and buyer leads instantly. How to use simple tools that can follow up on all your prospects for you. How to use online sites like a pro and eliminate the costly mistakes. How to use the same marketing management tools I use to run a multi-million-dollar business. Hit a virtual assistant can do it for you, and you can run it all from your phone. Also, how to turn on a machine that will do all of your outbound dials for you. Now, hint. I'm going to do it all right here. You're going to watch me. We're going to be in the class together. We're going to be learning together, and you're going to be able to ask questions, and we're going to answer them. The other side is if you're not outbound dialing, you're losing right now. You're losing. I'm going to show you one simple machine that will do it all for you. It'll literally do it all for you. I'm going to show you another simple free piece of technology that you set up, you tell it once, and it starts bringing seller and buyer leads right into your inbox on a daily basis. Technology is your friend. So let's look at class number 3. So class number 3 is all about getting seller leads. I'm going to take you through the best places to find private seller leads, like looking over my shoulder, why you should start with free leads first, best marketing pieces that work right now, how to use scripts that get sellers to say yes, the same scripts we use. You'll need to have a marketing piece that works, guys, and a script that has been tested and proven. And let me tell you something, we have it. And if you don't believe me, then you ask anybody that's been at my 2-day immersion. This is the same script we use at the 2-day immersion, and over a 2-day period, we produce anywhere from $500,000 to $1.2 million in projected profits using this exact same script. And it's going to be yours inside the masterclass. Let's talk about class 4. This is all about getting online buyer leads, okay? I'm going to show you the fastest way to find buyers right now in your market, okay? They're in there, and you got to go after and get them. I'm going to show you the secret buyer ads that we run and how they're literally copy and paste. I'm going to show you the scripts to get landlords to want to buy your deals from you, and how to tap into some of the largest buyer databases for free in any market in the country. Do you understand? I have figured some things out over the years, and I'm going to share them with you in this masterclass that I literally only share with my highest level coaching students. Why did we do masterclass? To teach you these 6 success formula that we have been sharing with our high-level students, our high-level coaching students, that I'm not even taking on coaching students anymore. I'm putting it all in this masterclass. I'm doing this masterclass. I'm doing it with you, and we are going to break you free from this rat race that you're in. I got a mission, 10,000 lives, and you're part of it, okay? Class number 5, and I'm going to wrap this up with you guys. Class number 5 is all about analyzing and negotiating deals. The know-how needed to follow a lead intake process is key number 1. How to follow our bulletproof 2-step process for negotiating. Yes, you heard me right. It's the same thing that I've been sharing with our most successful people. 2-step process, 2-step process, 2-step process you're going to be included in, okay? The other one is you need to just shut up and stick to the script, okay? We have it mastered. There's no reason for you to try to reinvent it. Follow it. It works. We've created it. You need to do it. And most importantly, I'm actually going to show you how to really run the numbers like you should, like a master investor should, like a real estate boss should know how to run them. Not this 65 times ARV value stuff. That's a waste of time. It's going to get you in more trouble than you realize. I'm going to show you how to do it, not just the right way, but I'm going to show you how to do it in 15 minutes or less. I promise you. I'll show you how to calculate deals, even the ARV. I'll show you how to run that, how to pick them, how to analyze them, what your resale fees will be. I'm even going to show you the magical trick on how to understand the rehab cost without even going to the property. Yes. Guys, this is how we do it. You got to be part of this class, okay? Class number 6, closing deals and cashing checks, okay? This is all about how to build your superstar power team. Now listen to this one because this is important. Mastering the art of contract selection. This is where so many of you have never learned this. I know investors that have been doing this 10, 15 years and they still have never done this, okay? So I'm going to take you through that. Also, how to use the contracts to keep you safe and the 5 clauses you must have in every single contract. Because some of you are sending contracts out and you don't even have one of these clauses in there. I've seen them. I've had wholesalers bring me deals and I'm like, what in the world are you doing? Like, I'm looking at their contract and I'm like, you haven't even been trained. Like, this is so dangerous for you. Because they went to one of these, TV guys that aren't really in it anymore. So that's the sad part. I want to make you a master class member, okay? So that's the key. Look at this part, though. I know for a fact that most deals fall out in closing because new investors don't know how to manage this process with the right contracts and disclosures. This is why I need you to be on this class with me so that you can master not just the front end, but the actual execution and the end, okay? Now, one of the things I'm going to throw in for you, because I think it's very important that we learn to scale the business. And that's going to be all about how to find the money secrets, okay? So I'm going to walk you through and teach you how to find the 5 main sources of funding and where to get this funding at. I'm going to walk you through mastering the secret lender script so that you know how to talk to these banks. And I'm going to do it line by line with you in the masterclass. You're going to get access to the same database of private lenders that my high-level coaching students get, and you're going to be able to get that same access. Now remember, you're going to learn how these lenders work, and believe it or not, they're going to fund your deals based on the deal and not your credit. This is a special relationship that I've created just for you guys. But remember, now this is important that you listen to this. Most of the deals you close using my method, you won't need actual money. Okay? You won't. However, if you want to scale this business and you want to grow it and you want to start building it up, you're going to need money to start doing those $30,000, $50,000, $60,000 deals. You're going to need that, okay? Now, I'm also going to put you guys inside my Real Estate Boss private Facebook group so that you can be in a private group of like-minded investors that are all trying to become real estate bosses together. So you can network, you can talk, you can put deals together, you can be engaged together. You're going to get information directly from me first before anyone else gets it. You're going to get weekly updates on the latest real estate tips and tricks. You're going to find solutions to all your challenges when you are getting started, okay? Now, here's what I want you to understand, too. Don't do this alone. That's why we created this private Facebook group for you to be part of a team with us and other like-minded people in this group with you as we move closer to becoming, to reaching our mission of changing 10,000 lives. You're going to be part of that, okay? So let's review real quick and so you can see what you're getting. So what we're going to do today is we're going to enroll you into the 6-step secret formula masterclass. This is a $6,000 value training. You get all 6 classes. You're going to learn them directly from me. They're going to be done just like this broadcast is done. We're going to shoot it live right here. We're going to do the training together. We're going to be on it together. You're going to look over my shoulder. You're going to be in my computer while I'm teaching you. It's a real live training class. You're going to get the live class on how to find the money secret training. It's a $2,000 value. You're going to get access to money. It's a $2,000 value. You're going to get all the recordings from the Masterclass. It's a $1,000 value. And you're going to get access to I'm a Real Estate Boss private Facebook group. And that's priceless. Guys, that's over $10,000 in value. And listen, I'm not here to say, oh, and you can get it for $6,000, but today you'll get it for this. Guys, the class is $1,497, and here's why. If you just wanted to hire me for a 2-hour consultation, that's $4,000. That's $4,000 just to hire me for 2 hours. I'm literally putting you in almost, I think it's close to like 10 hours. 12 hours worth of training directly with me at $1,497. You've got to go to the link, callwithzack.com, Masterclass. You'll be surprised what you see over there because this is just the start. I'm actually throwing in a whole bunch more, and I've got some other things for you over there on that class, okay? But you need to be in there. But here's why. If you're ready to take action now, go to that site or call my office. You need to call my office. That phone number is 707-246-4248. Did I say that number right? 707-246-4248. 707-246-4248. 707-246-4248. Call the office because I've got some bonuses at the end. There's only 15 of them available because there's some exclusivity to it. I can't do it for everybody. So you need to call that office. You can even go over to the order link and you'll see the phone number over there. And I'm telling you right now, let's see here. No, that's customer support number over there. It's 707-246-4248. 247. So here you go, guys. It's 707. Write it down for me. 247-4248. 707-247-4248. Write that down. Somebody put it in the chat box so other people can see it. That is something that you need to do. If you've got questions, you need to call that number right now. Call that number right now. I got a ton more stuff to go over with you, but I know there's some of you that are like, hey, it's late. I love what you're doing, Zach. I want to be part of your masterclass. Let's rock and roll. I want to look over your shoulder. I want to go after these deals just like you. I want to watch you find deals. I want to do this with you, okay? If that's you, you need to pick up the phone or go to the website. It doesn't matter to me. Go to the website. But here's the thing. If you've got questions, you need to call the office, okay? 707-247-4248. Well, look you there. Thanks, Shelly. I appreciate that. Call that number, okay? Call that number. Talk to somebody. Listen, if you already have some products of ours, you need to call that number because I got some special deals for you guys, okay? So you need to call that number, talk to a student advisor, tell them what you're calling in about. I've got 15 bonuses. So let's continue here. I know some of you are like, well, Zach, what's my guarantee? What's my guarantee? Well, let me tell you something. If you need a guarantee, I'm going to give you one. But if you're asking for a guarantee, I would ask you, how committed are you if you're already looking for a way out? But hey, I get it. Everybody wants a guarantee, okay? I'm going to give you a 30-day money-back guarantee because here's why. You're learning directly from me. I'm not worried. There's no reason any of you would ever ask for a money back because I'm going to teach you how to get this business done. So there you go. I will literally put you with a 30-day money-back guarantee for any reason if you're not happy. Now, just for enrolling today, I'm going to throw in the 30-day fast-track system. Just for enrolling, just for signing up for the master classes, you're going to get it, okay? You're going to get the 30-day success action plan. This is going to give you a 30-day action plan on what to do each day for the next 30 days to get you the first deal done and to make $10,000 to $30,000. You just have to follow the steps. That's it, okay? So that's what you need to do. I'm also going to give you the entire 30-day fast-track training from Manual 1, Real Estate Investing 101, to Manual 2, to Building Your Business, to Manual 3, what a lead intake process really is, to Manual 4, the 4-part profit system. This is what I told you earlier was the secret to my success. So it's going to be included in there. You're going to get the audio disc and files. I'm also going to give you the complete marketing kit. This has taken me years and thousands of dollars to create and put together. Marketing templates that are tested and proven, pieces that work, from letters to postcards, copy and paste ads that work and gets the phone ringing every time. 12-month email campaigns for your autoresponders to get out to sellers and buyers. It's got sample bandit signs, flyers, leave behind, business cards, templates, magnets, brochures, and lots more. I'm also going to give you guys my scripts and contract file, which this one right here, I lost millions before I perfected these scripts and contracts, and I'm going to show you the line by line how to use the most powerful scripts you'll ever use. Guys, when I say line by line, literally me and you are going to be sitting right here together, and I'm going to be pulling the script out as you print it out of your members area, because all of this is inside a members area, just so you know that. You'll have login next week. We're going to go through each one of the contracts together. We're going to go through the scripts together. We're going to go through the contracts together. We're going to have a masterclass, and you're going to be in it with me, okay? So let's keep going here. So I'm going to go over mastering the art of selecting the right contract for your deals. I'm going to break each contract down line by line so that you have the confidence to send offers. And I'm going to teach you how to use protection clauses to keep you safe in all of your deals, okay? I'm also going to include our audio learning university, so you have all the audio files on this course, so you can listen to it by the pool, on your phone, and the iPod. You name it, you'll be able to travel with it. So let's review. You get everything we talked about earlier, the 6-step formula, Masterclass, that's what this is all about, is the Masterclass. I'm just adding all this extra stuff to get you to the next level. How to find the money. How to get access to money. So $2,000 value, the recording of the masterclasses. I'm a Real Estate Boss private Facebook group, the 30-day fast track training system with 5 manuals, the 30-day success daily action workbook, the complete marketing success kit, the complete scripts and contract safety kit. That's a $500-600 value by itself. The audio learning value, it's over $16,000. You're going to get everything you see. The complete masterclass system. Remember, you're just one deal away. All you need to do is just pick up the phone, call the office, or go to the website that you see on the screen. The office number is 707-247-4248. So guys, some of you are saying, how long are these master classes? Well, let's just talk about this real quick, okay? Master classes are going to go anywhere from an hour to 2 hours long, okay? There's going to be a topic in which I need to discover and talk to you about when it comes to the specific class, and then there's going to be Q&A at the end, so that we're going to answer questions back and forth to each other on this masterclass enrollment. This is why you want to enroll right now, okay? Because you want to be part of that. So this is going to be, we're going to do 2 classes Monday, Tuesday, then we're going to do 2 classes Friday, Saturday, and then we're going to do 2 classes Wednesday, Thursday. So we're going to roll this out over a 2-week period, so that therefore within 30 days, I'm going to have a flood of testimonials coming in from you guys, because I know if all you do is follow the process, you'll be doing deals. So literally every day we have a class, the next day you should implement, the next day you should implement, the next day you should implement, and then you'll be walking through these deals. That's the beauty of this, okay? So what do you need to do? You need to go to callwithzack.com/masterclass, okay? /masterclass, or simply pick up the phone and call 707-247-4248. Call that number right there. Talk to somebody about the program. Now listen, I'm about to tell you something that's going to be very surprising for you. If you already have the 30-day fast track system, if you already have that, you definitely have to call the office. You will not find the discount on this order page. So if you already own the 30-day fast track, you've got to call the office, 707-247-4248, and you got to talk to a student advisor, because we're going to look at what you've already paid in for the 30-day fast track versus what the masterclass costs, and we're going to work out the deal with you over the phone. So if you already have 30-day fast track, don't worry. Just call the office. Call right now, 707-247-4248, okay? So here's what you got to be in a hurry about, and I'm pretty sure we don't really even have all these left. So let's see here. Yeah, we definitely don't even have all these left. That's why you got to take action, guys. So I've got these fast action bonuses. I just wanted to help people know that I'm really here to support you. I'm really here to help you as you get in this program, but I can't do them from everyone. The very first one I'm doing is my big fat checks on One Deal digital training, okay? When you follow my 30-day fast track system, And here's why. Because occasionally you're going to run across diamonds in the rough. And I would hate for you to wholesale that when you could make 5 to 10 times earning just by getting the funding together, closing on it, executing, and rehabbing and selling. I don't mean you rehabbing it. I don't even mean you spending your time there. Literally, you don't even need contractor experiences. I need you to follow my process, spend 2 to 4 hours a week just managing the job to make these big checks. I'm going to have that class for you. That's a digital training that you're going to want to be part of. I'm doing this for just a select few. Something I've never done before, so I'm taking 15 of you into this program with me. I don't have 15 left, so you need to jump on that. The other thing that I'm doing for you is I'm going to invite you to my 30-day, or not my 30-day, but my Do Deals event. This is our Freedom from Flipping Do Deals event. You want to come to this event? We're going to break it down at the event. You're going to work live with me and my team over 3 days to produce the deals that you need. You're going to have homework. You're going to have coaches there to help you and guide you through this business, okay? So it's important you do this. So you're going to also learn one of our secret methods of how to produce cash flow off of properties that we don't even own. And you're going to get a ticket to that. But if you take action inside the first 15, I'm actually going to give you 2 tickets for this, okay? You're going to have 2 tickets for this class. Now, the one that I have to restrict very carefully is our bonus number 3, because I'm not willing to bottleneck our investment division, but I'm willing to open this up for 15 of you, and I'm going to partner with you on your deals, and we're going to co-wholesale deals together, okay? It's the Partner With Me program. When you need buyers, we have them. It's an easy 1, 2, 3 step process. You're submitting your deals to us for our Accelerated Profits Partnering program. It's the fast track to your success. It's a win-win situation that you want to be part of, and let me tell you, those are extremely limited. So let me show you what we're doing here, okay? So everything you're getting on the screen, you're getting the 6-step secret formula, $6,000 value. Why? Because that's taught directly by me to you in a masterclass. Just like this, guys. We're going to do this. You're either in it or you're not. I can't help those that don't want to help themselves. But if you're in this, we're going to make some lives change. We are going to change some lives in this masterclass. You're going to go in through the how to find the money secrets, a $2,000 value, access to the money. I'm going to give you direct access to funders that will fund your deals, not worried about your credit or your work history. You're going to go into everything else that you see on here. You're going to get into recording of the masterclass. You're going to get the private Facebook group, the 30-day fast track training system, the 30-day success, complete marketing success kit, complete scripts and contract safety kit, auto learning university, the big fat checks on one deal digital training, the 2 tickets to my 3-day of Do Deals event, the Accelerated Profits Partnering program where you can start submitting deals and we can make it work together. Everything, guys. Man, this is probably the best thing I've ever put together. This is why I'm so excited about this. If you guys don't take action on this, I really don't even know how I can help you. That's the honest truth, right? But you've got to go to the website, callwithzag.com, or click the button that's on the screen right now. Click that, it'll take you right over there. If you have questions, the number that is on that order page goes to customer support. They are obviously gone at this time of night. So you need to call the advisory department. They're hanging in here with me. They're hanging in here to change lives just like you. 707-247-4248. You need to pick up the phone and you need to call 707-247-4248. Get on the phone with somebody. Start talking to them about how they can help you, whether you got 30-day fast track, and you want this. What's the difference? How can they work something out with you? You need some type of payment plan. Call them, talk to them, ask how can you help. If you've got something that's creative and you want to talk to them, let's say you got Bitcoins and you want to pay with Bitcoins, call them. Get on the phone and talk to somebody, guys. We're here to help you. I'm up late with you right now, okay? Also, remember, you get the 30-day money-back guarantee. You get the complete system. You get, we call it the complete masterclass system, okay? You're getting all the master classes included with the 30-day fast track system. Guys, you need to take action now. You're going to get everything just for $14.97 by simply taking action. Now, as you can see, for some of you, you've been waiting on this the whole time to find out how to get your special report. Well, that special report is a link that's on the order page. You just need to go over to the order page, callwithzack.com/masterclass, and scroll down, and you will see underneath the 2 testimonials, one from the 20,000 and the 7 deals a month. There's a link there that says click here to download your free report for attending the web class. So that's my free report for you staying on here with us this long and staying engaged. But listen, I want to carry you through another case study from flipping big fat checks. And then I'm going to open it up to Q&A with you guys. And I'm going to hang here and answer a whole bunch of questions. So this deal right here is a game changer. This is the type of deal you're all looking for because you're just one deal away, honestly. That's where you are. This was a deal that I got from a private seller. The seller actually lived out of state and had allowed this property to run down. And we found it through our marketing, and we got a hold of the seller. And the seller was very motivated to sell it. He didn't want to come back here and fix the property up. And so we ended up getting this property for $102,000. Now, I put $75,000 into this, but here's the best part. None of it was my money. Like, none of it was my money. It wasn't my money at all. And that's what I want to teach you guys is how, one, to find these deals. We're going to do that in the masterclass. How to get the money. We're going to do that in the masterclass. How to contract these properties. We're going to do that in the masterclass. And if you're one of the 15, then I'm going to show you how to go after these big deals in my Big Fat Check digital training. So that's something you need to think about. Now, the beauty is identifying the right contract, identifying the lenders, identifying doing the deal without any of my money. Now, here's the other thing I want to point out to you. If you read at the bottom there, I only spent 4 hours a week on this job because I was managing the contractors. You know, that's why I had a contractor on this job. So let's run the numbers. The ARV, which is what I sold it for, was $372,000. I put $75,000 in the fix-up, okay? I held it for 90 days. That's right. I was in and out of this deal in 90 days. And remember, I purchased it for $102,000. So my net profit on this deal was $152,000 and some change. And some change, right? Because you understand, like, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. You're one deal away. I'm not the only one that can do this. I've shared story after story with you of people that are following the same process that you could follow. You just got to believe. You just got to believe, man. That's what it boils down to is do you believe? If you believe, then it's all possible, okay? I know it was too good to be true. Awesome. There are 5 main sources of funding. That's right. How long will you be available? We are by the class. So here's the thing. If you have more questions, make sure you call the office, 707-247-4248, okay? Hey, listen, if you're on here and you're like, hey, man, I got to get going, you know, I can't really, you know, get this course, well, then you didn't even call the office and talk about how we could help you, then that's your loss. It's not mine. I still invite you to the Facebook Live shows. We do them every Tuesday and every Wednesday. We teach real estate. We dig deeper with experts. It's a free show. Come on there, get engaged, be involved. But if you do want to get started, then I encourage you to do it right now so that you can be just like Pat and Gail. Pat and Gail said, I got a deal in 2 weeks. Somebody just said, how quick can I get a deal done? Well, I can't tell you how quick you'll do it, but I can tell you how quick Pat and Gail did it, and they did it in 2 weeks. They said, we really appreciate all your cutting-edge training. We got started with your training, and in just 2 weeks, we are getting deals like crazy. The best part is we are beating our competition because they don't know how to go after the deals that you're teaching us to target. The very first deal has a $50,000 profit. I can't wait to turn up this system even more and beat out all of our competition. You are the man, and keep up the great work. You know, guys, that's why I do this. I do this for those stories. I do this for you. You know, some of you have come on here and spent the whole night with me and learned a lot about me and our students and the success and the masterclass, and you'll still never do anything. You still will never do anything. You just won't do it. And I get it. You know, you've either been jaded in the past, or you're still holding on to the past, or, you know, or something, you know, or you're being a victim. You know, you're the type that says, oh, I thought he was just going to teach me forever for free. Well, join the Facebook class. That's where you can be taught, okay? But an intimate environment like this, you are going to invest in your education. It's just the way it works. Listen, I've spent a lot of money on learning what I know, and I have a lot of things that I do, okay? And I'm going to take time out of my life in the evenings to hold these 6 classes with you. The least you can do is spend the money to be there. That's the truth, guys. If you're the type that's sitting there saying, oh, I'm broke, you need it more than anybody. You need to get involved. You need to go to PayPal and get a line of credit from PayPal and get them to set it up so you can pay for it. You need this more than anybody. If you're the type of person that says, oh, I knew this was too good to be true, then guess what? Life is never going to be what you want it to be. It won't happen. It just won't happen. It will not happen for you. I'm a straight shooter, okay? And I've been a straight shooter with you guys about that this training was to lead you into understanding why Masterclass was here. And that's why you're on here, okay? And you've got to take action. You got to go to the website right now, callwithzack.com/masterclass. Be part of this. You know, there again, you can get your special report by going to the order page. So let's talk into some questions. Let's dig them up. I'm here with you guys. Let's keep going. Let's dig. So, I got a bunch of questions for you guys. So let's see what you got for me here. I got one right here on the screen. Question, Zach. You spoke about making better than 8% on real estate investments. The couple that hired you to improve their portfolio, how did you do that? What market are you buying to hold rentals for these returns? They're all over, really, Ben. They were in the Northeast, and we kept in the Northeast with them on their portfolio. But what most of you're getting lost on is this whole idea of ROI and cap rate, and you're just in horrible markets. But typically it's going to be all throughout the Midwest, the South. There's certain pockets in some of the West Side and up in the Northeast that you can do it in. I believe I just need the money. Yes, Veronica, you just need the money. I'll do it. I knew it was too good to be true. Oh, no, there you go. That's the same person I was just talking about. Nothing. It's always going to be too good for you. Teresa says, what's the 5 main sources of funding? That's the Masterclass we're talking about. I gave them to you already. You got traditional, you got asset, you got hard, you got private, you got LLC, and you got bridge. That's 6 of them. Robert, how long will you be available after we buy the class? I'm here for you. We're going through the whole Masterclass together. That's what this is about, being in the Masterclass. Then you're part of the Facebook private group, which means you're going to be in there forever, and I'm going to be in there talking and sharing information in there, and you can post in there to talk to me. I think that's great. Roger says, yes, Veronica, very disappointed. Oh, Roger, being a dream buster here. Helping 2,000 people this year become successful actually is helping the ones that make money. Roger, you ain't got to be here, my friend. You ain't got to be here. I got too many people that come on my Facebook Live and they learn for free. They come on my YouTube and they learn for free. To have, somebody on here complain about me offering a masterclass to people. That's your loss, Roger, not mine. How long do you help us? There again, it's 6 training. It's over a 2 to 3 week period, but you get access to the private Facebook group. So jump on that, be part of that. Reginald says, I'd like to hear more about the zip code matrix and effective marketing segmentation. Perfect. That's the very first class we do, Reginald, so I'm excited for you. Jump on board. Here's something that came in from our post, and we said, what's your number one question? Barb says, how do I find the foreclosures that are assignable? Well, here's the things. All contracts are fully assignable. Write that down. All contracts are fully assignable unless otherwise stated not, okay? So that's important for you to know. So it doesn't matter if it's a foreclosure or not. All contracts. So you just got to have a contract. We teach that inside the contracts and analyzing class. Jim says, where can you find rehab loans for a person that has never done flips before? Everyone I know wants 20% down, 12% interest rate that is paid monthly. Here's my thing, Jim. I don't think it really matters what the interest rate is as long as you're making money. And the other side of that is that 12% really isn't that high. Now, I know asset-based lenders that charge 7 to 11, but the 20% down is pretty common in the contract price, but they fund the construction. So you got to think about that, and you got to start looking at bridge funding. If you're trying to figure out the 20%, you got to go into bridge funding. We teach this in the bonus, masterclass, which is all about funding. Charlie says, can you give us all a step-by-step in layman's term, easy way to understand how to calculate ARV? You know what, Charlie, we'd be here till midnight if I did that, okay? Melvin Thomas says, I live in Florida. Would it be more beneficial for a newbie to sign up with the real estate investor in Florida as opposed to a real estate investor out of Florida? No, I say you do both. Both of them would give you more business, that's for sure. What questions do you guys have on here? Remember, get to the order link, okay, guys? You want to jump on that. Anybody got questions on here again? Let's see here. Ralph. I need to be getting at least 12%. You need to get at least 12%. I hope that's not on your investments, Ralph. That's still really bad. Ben, I'm very interested in learn how to get better than 8%. Yes, you got to get in the right markets. Sacrifice. Get involved with Zack and his team and do what they tell you to, Patty says. If you want change, apply yourself, your choice, your life. Love it, Patty. Thank you. Pick the markets. Kevin says, they're breaking it all down. Great job, Patty, Robert says. Ronald says, wow, Patty is cute. Must be a really lucky husband. I got them flirting with each other on here. I know how she feels. Yep, I'm here. I missed a lot. They're coming on late. Build the relationship. That's right, guys. You got it. You're nailing it. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. So come on board, guys. Talk to me. Kimberly says, I've heard one does not have to see the property to wholesale. Is this correct? Asking because I don't have a car. It is correct. Write this down for me, Kimberly. WeGoLook.com. Write that down. WeGoLook.com. And the reason I'm telling you about that is because WeGoLook.com is a service that actually goes and does the looking for you. Okay? So you don't even have to do it. Let's see here. Judy says, how to find rehab loans that do not require a down payment. That's not going to happen. You got to go after private investors, Judy. Asset-based lenders are going to require some skin in the game, and so you just got to know that. So if you don't have that, you got to go after bridge funding. Like Lender Lab, bridge funding could be from LOCs, lines of credits. Bridge funding could come from a small private investor, someone you know, 10, 15, 20, 30,000. But to get someone to fund all your deals, you need to be working with private investors, Judy, which we teach that in the masterclass. Lisa says, my first question is how can I start if I have absolutely no funds even to join? You have to start wholesaling. Be on my Facebook live shows. That's what I'm telling you. Be on the Facebook live shows. Come there. We're in a 24-week challenge right now. We're on week 15. So that means that we've got, 9 more weeks to go. We're learning a specific topic of the real estate business every week on that show. Lisa says, my first question is, how can I start if I have absolutely no funds even to join? Oh, we just talked about that. You got to start with wholesaling. That's how I started, Lisa. And that's in the 4-part profit center in the manual that comes with the enrollment bonus. Ruby says, how do you present a deal to a cash buyer? They ask for all the information about the property, and when you give it to them, they go get the deal without me. What can I do? You got to get it under contract. That's the number one thing you got to think about. Do you have the deal under contract? If you have it under contract, they're actually in a breach of contract. You could actually, get them in trouble for it if you wanted to. But not saying that you should, but you could. But we market the property. We don't market the address. We market the situation of the property, 1,700 square feet, $80,000. That's how we market our properties. When they call us and we figure out, hey, how many properties have you bought? Who do you know? Blah, blah, blah. Who have you bought from before? We validate the buyer. And then we present them with the package on the deal. So we'll talk about that in the masterclass too, Patty. Ruby. David says, where do you get the funding for the deals? Well, we talked a lot about, so some of you have already answered a lot of this during the training, so that's great. Tony says, Are purchase rehab combo loans a good idea? Yeah, absolutely. Love them all day. That's what asset-based lenders do. Tony, I think you're spot on there. Pastor Linnell says, how do you handle a wholesaler that requests a non-refundable earnest deposit prior to you receiving a signed contract? I don't do it. Here, you got to understand something. This is where a lot of these wholesalers are being trained wrong. They don't even understand what they're doing. When you're buying as an investor and you're buying a deal from a wholesaler, you're actually buying the contract. That's what you're buying. You're paying money for the assignment to that contract, okay? So it's like it's like going to a car dealership and saying you want to buy a Corvette, and they're like, well, I'm not going to show it to you until you pay me for it. That's not reality, right? They have to be able to show you the contract. So I'm not going to do it. Let's see here. Lydian says, for a newbie like me, I understand I need to start with wholesaling. To start doing that, do I need to build a team in order to get my first wholesale deal? Yeah, you don't need to actually, let's say, to build a team. You need to make sure you have the right power team together, like closing attorneys really is what you need to make sure when you're assigning it. It's assigned with the right title company or attorney in there that's going to direct the closing correctly. That's the big part that you need to pay attention to. On the other side, you just need to start picking the market. You need to start setting up your technology. You need to start going after the sellers, identifying the buyers, and putting the deals together. That's really what it boils down to. So anyways, hey, listen, that was all the questions I had submitted from the Facebook post. But let's see, anybody else submitting questions in? While you're doing that and you're typing, I want you to remember, you got to go to callwithzack.com. Do it right now, guys. Get on the Masterclass. I'm sure that we are running out of those 15 spots to partner with me, to get the rehab training, all that good stuff. So you need to jump on that right now. Get it while it's getting as good, man. That's what I'm telling you. Get it while the getting is good. And remember, your special bonus is over there on that site, okay? So go do that right now. Get involved. Call the office, guys. Call the office, 707-247-4248, or go to the website you see on the screen, or simply press the button that's on this page so that you can get involved with it. And it's all about the Masterclass, okay? So I'm excited we've spent all this time this evening. I don't see any more questions coming in. Patty says, Zach, awesome training. I appreciate your sacrifice, and most of all, thank you for being you. Oh, Patty. Patty, I love that. That is so sweet. Out of all the things, I've been waiting on questions to come through, and here you come through with all the sweetness. And I think that's why you're succeeding, right? You've taken ownership in your life. You're recognizing what's happened to get you where you are, and you're being rewarded for it, Patty, and I think that's great. I'm just glad we can be part of that journey, Patty. That's really what I'm so happy about. So, anything? Anybody else got anything? If not, we will part ways here to this evening. I've kept you here a long time tonight. I've literally kept you here over 2 hours. And my team. And my team's been here all day, too. So, rest up. For the Masterclass. I love it, Patty. I love it. Mona says Zach is the real thing. Tell him, Mona. Tell him from it, Mona. Tell him, girl. Take control of your dreams. Those who say you have no money to pay for this, there is a way if you cut entertainment, fancy coffee, etc. Oh, wow. I love that, Mona. David says, thanks, Zach. Glad to be here. Love it. You guys make sure you listen. Success leaves clues, guys, and it's right there from students that have already been working with us. Thank you so much. Thank you, Shelly, for being on here with us. I hope to see you in the Masterclass, guys. I really do. Much appreciate REI Success Team. Thanks, Patty. We appreciate you, too, for being here and supporting us. It's a great thing to have you on here. So I appreciate all the compliments from everybody as we grow this business. Steve says, thanks, Zach. Great info. You're the real deal. Thanks, Steve. Boom, boom, boom. I appreciate you, Steve. I wish everybody could see what you guys have seen that have been around me for a while and watched what I've done for you guys and other people. Some people are still jaded out there. They've gone and, bought stuff from other people that probably doesn't give 2 cents about them, doesn't do live shows to help them, doesn't get them involved, so they're jaded. And I get it. I don't take offense to people that think that, bad about it, but, I'll tell you this, that, if they really want to get their business growing, they need to jump on board this masterclass. Ben says, how do I join the Facebook page? You can't get to the Facebook page unless you're in the masterclass. It's called the I'm a Real Estate Boss Facebook page. It's private. If you're talking about our company page, then yeah, you can get on the company page. That's REISuccessAcademy.com/Facebook. Look, that was Shelly says, thank you very much. And then I got Susan telling me that that's her and Shelly. They're going to be on the masterclass. That's awesome. That's awesome. Sorry, it helps me a lot. She's shocked when I told her I wanted to pay for her, but she will be a star. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So many people are coming on board. This is great. This is great. You guys are going to be blown away at this masterclass, okay? Facebook page, REISuccessAcademy.com/Facebook. You can find us there. So jump on there, be part of what we do, guys. Listen, this is your last call right here. You got to get it while the getting's good. Go to there. Show them the page. You got to take action now, guys. You know what? I love you guys. I'm happy you're here with me. I'm happy to be changing lives. I'm glad so many of you are coming with me through this masterclass. This is going to be a game changer for you guys. Game changer for you guys. This is Zack Childress, and I'm going to leave the screen up for you. But I am out. I'll see you in the masterclass.